Gender Inequality in China and Japan by Angeline Harris. There are obvious signs of gender inequality in China and Japan, which are seen through wages, workplace positions, and education. China has done a job of trying to improve things for women, such as by establishing the National Program for Women's Development, which has increased women access to health education, preventive screenings, and general reproductive health care services. But one of the bigger issues in China would be the very big imbalance in the sex ratio, in which for every 100 boy births, there are 87 girl births. For Japan, there is a ranking of 120 out of 156 countries when it comes to the World Economic Forum's Global Gender Gap Index report. Women educational opportunities in China. China has done things like establish the 1986 9-year compulsory education law and the 1995 education law of the People's Republic of China, which both helped to improve literacy rates for women. But one of the bigger issues is that the more prestigious universities in China tend to favor males for admission. So, for example, there was a more prestigious university where there was a ratio of 34 females to 66 men, and because of this, women are more likely to study abroad. Women educational opportunities in Japan. In Japan, the college graduation rates of women are typically going to be lower than those of men. Women are more likely to be educated specifically in areas like teaching, nursing, and other professions involving healthcare or social work, but women tend to make a very small portion of the people studying things like law, research, accounting, and engineering. Women in the Chinese workforce. Even though China has improved economically, women are less likely to see the benefits of this, as women in the workforce have decreased from about 80% in the 80s to 68.6% in 2018. And in 2018, it was even noted that about 19% of national civil service jobs were specifically only looking for men. Women will typically make 22% less than their male co-workers, and women are more likely to fill jobs like secretarial and sales occupations rather than jobs like technological and manufacturing occupations, which will be filled by men, and women will typically just make less, and women, for example, only seem to occupy about 17% of the senior manager positions. Women in the Japanese workforce. So women will make about half that of men, and starting out, they'll have similar salaries, like such as in their 20s. Men will make about 214,600 yen per month, while women will make 209,200 yen per month. But then in their late 50s, men will start making around 420,100 yen per month, while women will make 271,100 yen per month. Women are more like they will spend about 4 times as much as men on unpaid domestic housework, so that accounts for that, some of that. And also, in the Japanese workforce, there has become less of a need for a tea lady. Female leadership and representation in China. So worldwide, women make up only about 23.9% of the parliamentary seats, and for China, it's pretty similar, and there have only been about 6 females involved in the 25-member Politburo since 1949, and it was reported that only about 25% of the members in China's Communist Party were women, and there has been no female participation in China's Politburo Standing Committee. Female leadership and representation in Japan. It has been noted that many Japanese citizens seem to be uncomfortable with women leadership, as there was a study that found that only 24% of Japanese citizens described that they would feel comfortable with the idea of having a female as the CEO of a company in which they were working for. There have been promises that by 2020, 30% of leadership positions would be filled by women, but that has yet to happen, and Japan has had no female head of state, and it has one of the lowest rankings in the world when it comes to female participation in parliament. And these are my resources.